Alright, hello guys, how's it going? In today's video, we unfortunately need to talk about Hurricane Ida, which has been upgraded to a Category 4 as of 4 a.m. this morning. I woke up at 4 to be able to be there for that update and bring you guys this video, and it has been upgraded to a 140 mile per hour sustained wind Category 4 hurricane, which is obviously devastating news. This couldn't get any worse. Well, I guess it can because we still have a few hours before it reaches landfall, but this is probably the worst case scenario that is taking place here. It looked like for a while there that we might scrape by with just getting a Category 3, but it has been officially upgraded and then some to a Category 4 and then some, like I said before. It's at a mid-tier Category 4 actually as well, so there is still that chance of a Category 5 as well. Now, I wanted to let you guys know that we will be going live right after this video, and I'm going to be taking breaks here and there, but for the most part, we're going to be going live pretty much most of the day today as this storm makes landfall. So I want you guys to go ahead and click the link in the description or the pinned comment down below, which is going to be to that live stream, and check it out, set that reminder, and also like the stream because that is going to help it reach out to so many more people. That life-saving information for this storm, whether you're in Louisiana or not, you can help out by setting the reminder and liking, especially liking if you don't plan on watching. But if you do plan on watching, definitely set that reminder to be reminded when we go live. Thank you so much for checking that out. For today's comment of the day, I want to know, when do you think our next hurricane is going to be developing in the Atlantic Ocean? Let me know in the comments down below, and I will be picking one of those for tomorrow's video. Now, also be sure to like the video, comment down below because those two things help out so much, and subscribe for more weather-related content. Let's just get straight into things, and here's our current satellite imagery as of 4:47 a.m. Again, Category 4 hurricane heading towards Louisiana. And you can tell just how close that eye wall already is to the state of Louisiana. Obviously, concerning to see it hitting this early. That does give it less time to develop, so there is some good news there. But considering it is already a mid-tier Category 4, and let me tell you guys, those upper tiers are not very large. You know, Category 1 is all the way from 74 to 95 miles per hour, but Category 4 is only 130 to 156 miles per hour. So at 140, we're only 16 miles per hour away from a Category 5 status storm. It is scraping on the door, and if we get a couple more hours over water and intensifying, I wouldn't even be surprised if we do hit that Category 5 status, unfortunately, which is obviously devastating news at this point, but it is at that mid-tier Category 4 level, which is already strong enough. There isn't going to be much of a difference between a 5 and a 4.5 practically, so it's not going to matter too much. The impacts are going to be absolutely devastating. Even if it was a 3, it wouldn't really make a huge difference, but it's just going to be incredibly devastating regardless of what happens here, especially with the current trajectory. Those grays are indicating the tallest of the clouds and where the eye wall is located currently. And you can see that eye. It's kind of an undefined one. We have kind of like an oval shape there. But if it does continue to intensify, I would not be surprised if it does get a more organized eye there. Now, what we're going to do in a moment is move on, take a look at that low pressure location, intensity guidance, current cone forecast from the National Hurricane Center, and then start talking immediately afterwards about impacts. All right, now here we are taking a look at that low pressure location, and it had some time to go, obviously, with this low pressure location, but I would say in a few hours we will actually be reaching landfall almost. That's why I am expected to go live at about 6:30, or if not, as soon as this video is uploaded. So let's say this, let's say this video gets out at 7, that's when I'm going live. The second I hit the publish button, I'm starting the live stream. All right, here's that intensity guidance. So this is a little outdated, as you can tell. This is from the 60 run, and these models didn't even expect this one to hit Category 4 at all. And in yesterday's video, I had a lot of people like, there's not even any models calling for a Category 4 or 5 storm. Why are you calling for it when no models are calling for it? And really, it comes down to experience and just kind of being a forecaster more than just a model caster. Because at a certain point, the models are going to steer you wrong if you're relying too heavily on them. And I saw a great graphic years ago, and I don't know if I'd be able to find it, but the foundations of weather forecasting is mostly about the weather forecaster and just having experience and being able to take the nowcast data and use that to decipher what you think is going to happen. That's more useful than the models are. The models can help steer you in a direction, but you have to use your own uh, brain to basically think up what you think is likely going to happen with what you're seeing on the screen. And I knew from the get go, the second this one was, even when this one was east of Cuba, I pretty much knew this one would likely be a category 3, 4, or 5 storm just based on the trajectory, its intensification at that point, and compared to the sea surface temperatures in the Gulf. I knew that there was no way to go but up with this one and significantly up. And also the Gulf, the storms usually just overperform anyway. So that's another thing that I was able to use from my experience to give a better outlook of what I thought was going to happen. So yes, experience and nowcast always, always, always overrides model data. Here is our current cone forecast from the National Hurricane Center, and as you can see, they kind of expect this one to reach on shore. I think that's the 1 p.m. One there that doesn't have a line or a time. So I think by 1 p.m. is when they expect it to be like onshore. So we're still quite a bit away. As you can see, maximum sustained winds 140 miles per hour. So it got upgraded big time there. It's moving at 15 miles per hour. So we'll just have to see what happens with this one. Here's the total rainfall. Speaking about impacts, 15 to 20 inches of rainfall there in that pink area. That includes New Orleans, and then the surrounding red regions is about 10 to 15. Orange is 6 to 10. Yellow is 4 to 6. And then both the green shades combined is 1 to 4 inches of rainfall. So extreme amounts of rainfall and flooding is possible. Storm surge, you can find your area here, but the outer areas is about 1 to 3 feet, then 3 to 5 feet, 4 to 7, and then 8 to 12. They're on the kind of eastern coast there of Louisiana. And then we see 12 to 16 there on the very, very southeastern tip of Louisiana, and then 8 to 12 again, a little bit further west than there. So you can find your region on that storm surge area, and I didn't say the names because I struggle with Louisiana names a lot for some reason. Very, very weird names there. Here's the hurricane force wind speed probabilities, and as you can see, the most likely area is going to include Louisiana, because Louisiana is really on that tip where we're in that red area. So they have about they have an over 70% chance of seeing hurricane force winds, and then they're down near the coast where that purple region is. That's where we have about a 90% chance of that hurricane force winds. Anywhere in the yellows and golds is 30 to 60, and then the greens is going to be 5 to 30% chance. So there is some areas that look to be spared. Tropical storm force wind speed probabilities, all those probability color shades are the same, but as you can see, most of eastern and southeastern Louisiana is expected to get tropical storm force wind speeds, and then even most of southern Mississippi there as well. So very, very interesting there. Now what we're going to do is we're going to move on and we're going to take a look at the previous hurricane force wind speed area, and then we're also going to take a look at the total rainfall according to multiple different models, and then the total winds according to multiple models in just a moment. All right, now here is our previous winds, and as you can see in the yellows, that's where tropical storm force winds have been felt, and then hurricane force wind speeds have been felt in that red area. And you can tell that this area is getting larger and larger as this storm is intensifying further. I found that very interesting, and I wanted to share that. Look at how large that area is that's experiencing hurricane force winds. It's definitely gotten a lot larger to this point. Here's the European model's total rainfall, and if you're anywhere in those blues and pinks, that's where you expect 10 to 20 inches of rainfall. This one says a maximum of 17, and you can see this goes right over Louisiana, or sorry, obviously Louisiana, New Orleans. GFS model here, same thing, just a little bit further east, but like the same thing almost there. Very interesting. Then our NAM 3KM model, we have to hope this one isn't correct because this one is just extreme. 30 inches of rainfall possible for eastern Louisiana there, including New Orleans, very much so further east than the rest of the models as well. You want to take this model with a grain of salt, the NAM 3KM, because, again, an example of using prior knowledge instead of just raw model data blindly. This model likes to overdo, especially rainfall, but other things as well. So we take that one with a grain of salt. The location is the only thing that's actually notable with this model. European models, accumulated maximum wind gusts here, and this is obviously extremely concerning. As you can see, these areas in the browns there are going to be anywhere from about 70 to 80 mile per hour wind gusts. Kind of those white shades in there, those kind of, I guess you could kind of call them like a tan or a white about 80 to 90 miles per hour, and then the reds are going to be anywhere from about 100 to 130 miles per hour, and then those grays is 130 mile per hour plus. So you could tell that many folks are going to be feeling 100 mile per hour plus winds at some point. And the maximum in here, believe it or not, is 172 miles per hour according to this model, which is obviously just very extreme. This GFS model is going to be 100 plus in these reds again, like I said. So it's a lot less widespread here and a lot less intense. We have 119 is the maximum here, which this is from 0Z, by the way. So this was before it was upgraded to a Category 4. So I can tell you without a doubt this one is already wrong because we have sustained 140 miles per hour at this point. So this model just totally messed up, which I told you guys yesterday the GFS is suspect at best. Here's our NAM 3KM model, the same model that we took a look at the rainfall where it overdid it. And as you can see, it looks very similar to that European model actually, with 170 miles per hour as the maximum here. Anyway, bottom line, I'm very concerned. I tried to go over as many impacts as possible here in this video for you guys. Hopefully it was informative enough. Be sure to check out the National Hurricane Center's website because they're going to have all the information you need. And also, please be sure to check out our live stream as well. Again, pinned comment down below and description where you can go like that and set the reminder, but especially like it because that's going to help get that information out to more folks. Anyway, thank you so much for watching. Let's get straight into the confidence tab today, and we're at a 6 out of 6 because this one is hitting imminently. For today's comment of the day, I asked you guys, do you think this will be the worst hurricane of the entire season? And James Marr said, I believe this will become the worst and most impactful storm due to its intensity and the populated areas this storm will strike. And I definitely agree with all of those points. For today's patron highlight of the day, I want to thank you all for supporting the channel, but especially our platinum patrons. John Benbenek, James Wade, Dovey Nagel, Little the Pan, and Donna Carnes. Alongside our diamond patrons, Bill Roberts, Marcus Connolly, Noah Harley, Michael Cotalessa, Catbite, Charles Stinnett, Sidney Klein, Mark J, Luke Flago, Gary, John Colisi, Dwight Phelan, and Stephen Crunenthal. If you'd like to be a part of this exciting patron end screen of the day, you can do so by joining our very awesome Patreon page in the description and in the pinned comments down below. I would also like to thank our channel members, Hair Farms 1 and Catbite as well. And guys, thank you so much for watching this video. Be sure to smash that like button, leave a comment down below, and subscribe for more weather-related content. I will see you guys in the next video.